is going on, you guys? My name is Sub-Zero-Exabyte and I am shooting right back at you with another video, and today we are doing something rather special. Lately I have been wanting to go out and relive a little bit of my youth. You know, just go around and doing some really cool stuff. So that got me thinking, what is really cool and what could I do that is really hot right now? And you know that you cannot just go and do something fun to make something actually feel funny. So you might know this, but to make something feel funny you just have got to do something, and the feeling will come whenever it is there. So I thought that today I am going to be pursuing that feeling of joy. And I mean, I really love the feeling of joy just because it makes me feel at home, and it gives me a little throwback to my childhood and stuff. So I am just going to go ahead and do whatever it takes to get that nostalgia feeling back into my veins. And the first thing that we are going to be doing is going to the movies. And right now that movie is The Incredibles, because that is what me and my parents used to do when I was younger. So the first thing that I am going to do to find that feeling of nostalgia is just to go ahead and go explore this room with my buddy here. So something other than the movies that would make me feel all nostalgic is just to go ahead and play a lot of these games. And now, since Minecraft does not really have any kind of real Toy Story games, we are just going to go ahead and play this and do something ourselves. So this will be shooting us into a lot of different game types, and maybe one or maybe some of them will just give me that authentic feeling of nostalgia. At least that is what I am hoping for right now. Otherwise I am just going to get bamboozled probably, and I will not get that feeling of nostalgia, and I will probably just end up crying in bed all night. Or maybe I will not. It is still a little bit of a surprise for me right now. Who knows? Maybe I will just start crying whenever I get that feeling of nostalgia, because it will give me that feeling of having a little throwback moment, or just an actual feeling of being back into my childhood, which would be amazing, to be honest, because I love the time really. So let's get a move on, you guys, and follow me to the other side of this landfill right here. So like I told you guys a second ago, I am going to be a changed man from this point forward. And you might want to ask why. Well, let me tell you guys why I am going to change my ways with the noobs and hackers. Because I have been asking myself what I could do to get rid of this noob problem, and of course the growing hacker problem. But who actually is better? No one really knows now, do they? I mean, you can of course guess, but that never got anyone far. So today I will be putting this to the test. So we have hackers and noobs in Minecraft. But hey, Mr. Incredible was not born a hero. Or maybe he was, but he definitely lived up to the name. And I think that we can have a little fun with this, because no one actually knows what is better. But I think that of course that I will be the best. I mean, that would be anyone their first bet. But then again, I think that I still might come out on top, just because I feel like I have got a lot of experience with all of this stuff here, and most of them out there do not share that same skill set. Now this might become a little annoying though, because it will be taking a lot of work to get finished. Now of course we all know that sometimes we get annoyed in this game, right? I mean, we all have our differences, and usually they are only short lasting and they never really get that much out of hand, right? Well, today is the day that I snapped. I am just done with it right now. Again and again I keep having these people finding out where I live, and it is just driving me nuts. Now I have already tried training them in order to make them respect me and know a thing or two about the game. Now that did not work at all, because that literally just blew up in my face. Then I have gone the complete other way around, and I just started planting traps everywhere, which again just ended up blowing up in my face, taking my house with them. Then I give the training another shot, which did not work at all. And then after that everything got pretty calm again. But then people started stealing out of my chest, and that is when I went into full defense mode again, and I started hiding the chests that I own just so that people cannot get to them. So Minecraft might not win this battle for me, but who knows though? Maybe with this statue that I am building for the Incredibles, maybe they will just help me out with all of my problems. I mean, a lot of stupid stuff has happened throughout the last couple of weeks, but you know, I guess that this is just my life right now. Even though I must confess that the things that we have been doing the last week are pretty okay. I mean, there were no sightings of random people who tried to mess with me or anything like that, so that is something that I really do appreciate right now. Now that does not mean that everything is over and said and done and all of that, because it is not. I can feel that a war is coming. I am just not sure about the timing of said war. It might be coming soon, but it might not. Right now I cannot give a clear answer on that. But what is necessary for me and my morale right now is that we get this thing done. I mean, just look at how good we are doing with this build right now. So just take a look. And by the way, I hope that you are paying close attention because I am not going to show you this again. But once we are done with this build off, I will have a new and cool video for you all to watch and decide for yourselves what you guys like better. But I was able to apply that same idea that I had used on the hero problem, and I am going to be putting it to work with the building problem that I have got right now. But I am just hoping that once I am done with all of this right here, that I can just live here in peace again and decide what I like better. But something is telling me that this will not work out the way that I wanted it to. It is just something that I feel coming up. I mean, that does not mean that this is a bad thing. I mean, I would rather have things go wrong while I am in the beginning stages of building this, because otherwise I would have to start all over again when I am almost done, because that would be a bummer, because I might want to start living here in Minecraft again actually. Now this would not be a video about me, the actual Sub-Zero, if I was not fooling with people and messing with people like you. So I think that that actually is something that I might want to start doing with my new friends that I might get in here. But I am just thinking of something that I can do on the spot right now so that I can entertain all of you people. So I am just going to be hoping that this cool approach to my Incredibles 2 logo actually works. Otherwise, like I just said, I am going to be real cool man. Okay, maybe not a cool man because it is not like the houses are that cool, but I am just going to be making sure that once I get this done that I am going to go right back to bed for like a week, because right now I actually am kind of a dead man when it comes to this. I mean, there is no such thing as getting too much sleep for me right now, because right now it just feels like I am not even doing anything anymore. All day long I am just roaming around my house and stuff without a thought, and I am just so tired that I have got no idea what to go do. But then when I think that I might be able to go to bed, and the second that my head hits my pillowcase, there is another person at my door and I have got to get up again to be able to defend the fort. I mean, there is not worse feeling than this, but all of that will soon come to an end because I actually feel confident about this right now. But however I might be feeling about this big statue of mine that I am creating, it will still take a lot of time before I am actually done with this thing because there is just so much work to do right now. Maybe I should hire some people to come and work for me and build this thing for me. Oh wait, never mind, I am cool right now and that is not what I should do, because I am trying to keep the people out of this Minecraft realm, and of course if they were to be the ones who build this thing, then they would be finding out where I would live, or I should pack it up and move it somewhere else. But I will not go and do that because that looks like just a little bit too much of a hassle, which is not what I am looking for right now, because if I have got to work even more on this thing I will probably end up losing my mind over it, which is not what I am looking for right now. So I am just going to go ahead and get this all over with so that I can actually get some stuff done instead of trying to be a builder and a talker at the same time. So I am just going to make sure that I am completely read up on all of their logo build strategies and their language and all of that stuff. So take some milk, sit down and kids get ready to learn. And the topic of today's learning with Sub-Zero Exabyte will consist out of some really cool footage of me building Roblox stuff and destroying more stuff while I try to get as smart as humanly possible on the noob kind, which is going to be very tricky. At least that is one of my first guesses right now. So apparently the first thing to learn is that the word noob is taken from the word newbie, which is spelled N-E-W-B-I-E, so that might not be as interesting as I thought that it would be, but at least it will kind of keep you heading into the right direction overall. Now, noob is a slang term for a novice or a newcomer, or somebody inexperienced in any profession or activity. So that means that a noob is someone who is new to the game, but that is something that we already figured out on our own and we do not need Wikipedia for that. But it goes on with the following sentence. Contemporary use can particularly refer to a beginner or new user of computers, often concerning internet activity, such as online gaming. So you are a noob when you are new to an online game. I mean, they could have just formulated that a lot shorter, but for some odd reason they decided to leave it that long. I mean, I am not complaining, but something is telling me that they could have done that way shorter back there. So basically my first option was not that stupid, and that was to just go ahead and teach all of those noobs how this game works. I mean, that sounds pretty decent, right? Well, wrong, because no matter how much you teach them, they will always manage to find a way where they can just slack and they will still end up blowing up your house. But that is not something that I want to talk about right now because that might be bringing me back into tears again. Now let me tell you this, that I am not going to be trying the forceful way again, because that also did not work for me for one bit at all. But that is just a flow of thought that I am trying to hop like a freaking train right now. But of course there is more to a noob than just the stupid word noob. But I should stop about that because this is not going where it should be going. Maybe Frazoni can help me out with the flow of things. Now you might be thinking, well, Sub-Zero Exabyte, why do you want to play the Incredibles games, or in this case this game mode, to go ahead and feel nostalgic again? Well, that is actually a pretty long story, but to make it a little short for you guys, I just wanted to make something really cool for you guys, as in a video, and I just wanted this video to kind of hit home, so that you can watch this and it will make you appreciate your childhood and all of that, or just your youth in general, to be honest. And then I was thinking about the things that made me enjoy and love my childhood, and that was mostly just playing around in the summer, having those late nights where you had to sprint back home because the street lights turned on and you should have been home by the time that this happened. And I just wanted you guys to know that you should appreciate all of those things, because once you get older all of that is just going to be gone, and that is not a fun thing at all. But it is a part of growing up, and I personally never liked it. But now of course that does not correlate in with the fact that I wanted to go ahead and play the Incredibles in some kind of way, and that is basically just because that is what I used to do when I was a kid, and I used to love it. Or actually, I will just go ahead and tell you the truth, I really did not ever go into Toy Story Hall myself. I am just going to be honest with you guys here, I never went there. But still, the thought of Toy Story movies just makes me feel really nostalgic, and I will tell you why right now. I used to love to watch Toy Story, like the movies, and you have got 3 movies right now, and you have got some kind of mobile game if I remember correctly. But I used to love those movies, and honestly, I still love these movies. But lately the weather has been getting better, and it is starting to feel a little warmer out, and I just figured that this gave me a nostalgic feeling, and that is what I am going to be pursuing today, because it just felt so amazing. And you may be thinking, well, okay, Sub-Zero Exabyte, we have got that out of the way, but that really does not make any sense to why you want to go ahead and do a race. Well, but alright, since we just got there, I will just change the topic right here and of course change the tempo here, and we are going to be playing a cool race themed thing now. Oh my god, this is so weird. I mean, I used to love to watch all of this back in the day, and this really just gets me back to that time. Wow, that is actually amazing, you guys. I mean, I have not seen this in like the longest time, but this is just something that takes me right back to those days. And I mean, like, there is just something about this place. I mean, it is kind of old when you think about it, but it is still fun. And I feel like whenever I play these slightly movies that I just get a real throwback to all those late nights of just sitting behind my computer, and on my desk I just had this little lamp standing there, and that was the only kind of light that I had going on in my room until the sun would hit my bedroom window at 5 AM on a sunny summer day. That is something that will always just get me back to my youth. Those long nights of gaming too much, that was just the best thing ever. But that is unrelated to me trying to win this race. Now you might be like, what has anything of this to do with the Incredibles? Well, I'm trying to tell a story right here, so please do not interrupt me while I am doing my story right now. I mean, I noticed that you guys missed story times, so here I am back with another story time. So let me explain. In the movie The Incredibles, and I do not want to spoil anything of the movie because you'll have to watch it yourself, but let me just tell this. In the game, Dash, who is Mr. Incredible's son, is late for the school bus and he starts running. He is just running and running and you're running. He was like Oprah, everyone was running. Now this might not sound interesting, but I'm getting to the point very quick. Now when I saw that movie on that warm summer day, I was like, that is something that I want to do. So I went outside and I just started running. I mean, no one that could stop me, no one that could hold me. It was just me and a road all alone. That was a good thing because I found something that I loved, but I wanted to improve something. And then I basically started watching the movie and my boredom was healed. The end. I know it is an amazing story. Now maybe to you running is not a lot of fun, but to me it is, or at least it was. But like I said, I wanted something new, I wanted something different, I wanted something that I could be doing doing for the rest of my life. So when parkour came around I was really excited because it was the one thing that I enjoyed the most. Now it already was a pretty active person when I was younger, but this much has doubled my enthusiasm for activity. So don't get me wrong, I am not saying that parkour is for everyone, but I am saying that if you have not tried it yet then maybe you should, because it really is a lot of fun. It takes a lot of practice. But I've already talked about this once in a video. Something that takes a lot of practice is usually worth doing because you might become a pro at it. Now they always told me that in order for you to become a pro at something, you will have to spend at least 10,000 hours into that thing. So I'm still not at 10,000, so I'm not really a pro. And I have only been doing this logo for like 15 minutes. So I am definitely no pro, as you can see. But maybe you are a pro in this stuff, which would be at Sub-Zero Exabyte, and I will see you in the next video.